A wealthy heiress slipped and fell into a roadside ditch. She struggled to climb back up, only to find herself completely lost. Even worse, she had wandered into a deserted mountain area. Just when despair began to set in, a man came riding up on a bicycle. He frantically threw his bike aside, his face full of concern as he rushed toward her. Seeing her husband appear, her eyes instantly welled up with tears.
왜 여기 있냐고?
왜 화를 내?
걱정했잖아.
왜 걱정해? 환자 취급하지 말랬지.
Bill felt both heartbroken and angry, yet he could only suppress his emotions. At that moment, Gray noticed her husband's undershirt was drenched in sweat. Even his sleeves were soaked through. She could no longer control her emotions.
사실은 기억이 안 나. 기억이 하나도 안 나. 내가 왜 거기 있었는지.
Seeing her covered in mud, with her knee injured, Bill immediately pulled her into his arms. But Bill had no idea that the reason Gray came to this place was actually for his father. Not long ago, a convoy of luxury cars rolled into the village office. Everyone inside was stunned. No one expected visitors like this.
아버님?
Hearing a familiar greeting, Uncle Bai suddenly realized the visitor was actually his daughter-in-law. Amid the villagers murmuring, Gray walked inside. Uncle Bai couldn't believe it. Gray then announced to everyone that she had brought supplies for the village. Seeing how warm and gracious she was, the villagers erupted in cheerful celebration. With her support, Uncle Bai was re-elected as village leader. Afterward, Gray even arranged for a feast to be prepared for all the villagers. Gray entered her husband's old room. The walls were covered with his photos. She knew her husband had always been exceptional. Then she opened a drawer and found a portable music player inside. She sat by the doorway and listened. Soon she realized these songs were very familiar to her. Many years ago, Bill's father had sent him to study in Seoul. At school, there was a girl who didn't fit in, constantly ostracized by her classmates. They said she flaunted her family's wealth and looked down on others. The girl couldn't bear these accusations. As she walked out, she accidentally tripped and fell, scraping her knee. Bill walked over with a bandage. When the girl didn't respond, he gently applied the bandage for her, then extended his hand in friendship. Tears slowly rolled down the girl's cheeks. No one had ever treated her this way before. She didn't take Bill's hand, but stood up on her own. Then, she got into a luxury car and left.